Happy Manga Monday! And it is the last Monday of October, the last Monday before Halloween. And, seasons are going to start changing, getting cold. It's going to get even colder where I am, at least. So I wanted to not do something like super Halloween-y, but just share with you some of my favorite short series that would be great if you already own them and wanted to pick up and binge this Halloween weekend, or for the coming winter months to bundle up with and enjoy. So they all give me some, early winter vibes, but also some like fantasy or dark elements that tie into Halloween as well. So yeah, I'm super excited to talk about these series with you all. Before I start though, somebody commented in my Spotlight Saturday video, please go watch it if you haven't yet. And they, rightly called me out that I never said the mangaka. So I will either try going forward to make sure to say it in the video or put it in my drop down box below me, just so you will have all the information at your disposal. And this video is the last video going up before I leave for vacation, so make sure you subscribe. I am still going to be putting out Monday videos while I'm gone, and I plan on doing a lot of short form content about my trip, and so hopefully you'll really enjoy those. I just won't be doing Spotlight Saturdays until December, so I hope you don't mind too much. And I also have a P.O. box package to open at the end of this video, so I hope you will stick around for that. And now let's jump into the manga. First up, the one I felt the most Halloween-y. Like if you already had this series, or like you just had a sudden itch to buy a new series, this one would be perfect for this coming Halloween. It is a nice short series, complete at 5 volumes, and that is Call the Name of the Night by Tama Mitsuboshi. So right off the bat, stunning covers. They drew me in right away. I, way back when, did a first volume review on this. This was totally a cover buy, but it is giving such a soft, cozy fantasy series, but woven together with a very serious undercurrent that depicts Mira, our protagonist's personal struggles. So the setup of this story is that Mira is a young girl with an affliction to call forth the night, and lives with Ray, a kindly doctor searching for a way to help her or cure her of this affliction. Their days pass peacefully until an old acquaintance of Ray's appears. So yeah, this gives a good amount of that infusion of fantasy, which is perfect for the Halloween season or any time of year, of course. And also gives you a very personal focal point as we follow young Mira that is grappling with her ability and how scared she is of it. It is definitely not horror or too dark or anything like that. I don't want to scare anyone off who's not a fan of dark and horror vibes. Don't worry, we'll get into the more dark and horrific titles, don't you worry. But this one definitely feels like a fantastical coming of age story, transitional story, and perhaps, at least to me, feels perfectly fitting as a metaphor, using this darkness as a placeholder for a number of things. For me personally, anxiety and depression felt very fitting. I could relate to her feelings of not wanting to inconvenience people, but having this anxiety about going out and being with other people at the same time. It also could be used as a metaphor for other chronic illnesses, both mental or physical, that people are grappling with no discernible cure, so to speak. And of course, the looser fit, like I said, of giving vibes of coming of age, that it's a more generalized fear of growing up and change. So yeah, I think Mira's calling of the night is not only a really interesting story element, but I think can be quite relatable to a lot of people, though we cannot use magic. Darn. It's rooted in a very realistic personal struggle. And yeah, I just think that's at least something a lot of people can relate to. I definitely could relate to it. Every single freaking volume made me tear up and cry. So I am a crybaby, a self-admitted crybaby, but goddamn, there's something so touching, and not in always a sad way, sometimes bittersweet, sometimes tears of joy. Like you know, you feel through this journey together with Mira, the love and support of her master she's staying with, the doctor she's staying with, and the many other people that enter her life and instill in her their compassion and support. So it leaves you with a very hopeful feeling, perhaps even if Mira never becomes quote-unquote normal or cured, that at least she has people in her life to make her days that much brighter. And yeah, so this is a beautiful first short series. I highly recommend. The next short story is also complete at 5 volumes and is one I have talked about a lot, so I won't harp on it too much, but I need to recommend it. When I want to talk about best short stories, this one needs to make the list. It's so good. And it's also giving a nice dose of fantasy. And of course, also touching on some personal struggles and baggage of our protagonists as well. And that is Lonely Castle in the Mirror. It's actually a novel. It was written by Mizuki Tsujimura, and the art is by Tomo Taketomi. Wow, I actually said that, I think, right. I thought I fumbled it, but anyway, we have another much more straightforward, I'd say heartwarming, coming of age fantasy story, as it even says on the back. And this one follows our main protagonist, Kokoro, and the 6 other kids that one day see a mirror in their house glow and are sucked through it to another world, a magical castle where a girl in a wolf mask tells them about completing a scavenger hunt, and if they find this key that unlocks a secret room, that person will be able to have one wish, any wish, granted. And as long as they observe the rules of this world, they can come and go through the mirror portals as they please. These 7 kids are all struggling with, very real personal problems in their lives, and are in general, pretty unhappy when the story begins. So it just makes it that much more wonderful as we see them open up and grow closer to each other and rely on each other, use each other as a support through this difficult time we all, face in our teenage years, some to a higher extent than others. And it's just so, deeply entrenched in the psychology of the kids and, what the mystery behind all of this hijinks is. So there's a couple of mysteries to be unraveled in this one, and I really appreciated that. I love a good little twisty shenanigan in my story as well. So I think if you like fantasy, some mystery, and a more, again, story that's rooted in these characters and a character-driven story, so to speak, that you will like following these 7 young kids in this crazy magical adventure that they are sucked into. Again, the art is absolutely wonderful in this one as well, and totally enriching those fantasy vibes and atmosphere through it. Such a good series. I want to do a whole dedicated video on it. I was going to compare this to the novel and the anime movie, but I haven't watched the anime movie yet. I have read the novel. It was also equally really good. So either way, if you consume it manga or novel, just, you need to read this one or watch the anime and tell me if it's worth it. I assume it is. So now we're halfway point through our short series I'm recommending to you all, and we're getting darker. So this is your warning. If you don't like blood and some gore and some more dark themes, these next 2 might not be for you, but they still have, I think, a nice scoop of hopefulness and heartwarming moments, even though the amounts are flip-flopped from our previous 2. So it's more dark, less hope. And up first is the short 3-volume series, Soloist in a Cage. Mwah. This one is just perfect. It gives me those cold, bitter winter vibes. I mean, you can see from the cover straight away, it is winter during the setting of this story, and I think that just really adds to the bleak and hopelessness of where we start off. So it is the perfect read for the coming winter months, and it's filled with so much cram-packed into these 3 volumes. And would I like for there to be a couple more volumes just to maybe get more, see more, experience more of this world and these characters? Sure, but I still stand by the fact that it is super solid, super memorable, and super well written short series. I mean, I don't have any major complaints on it. So yeah, this story is set in a prison the size of a city, a lonesome, snowy place that houses all manner of criminals. It's within this cage that an orphan named Chloe struggles to survive while caring for her baby brother. But when her neighbor hatches a plan to escape this prison, the wheels of her fate begin to turn. This is a story of one girl's battle to hold on to hope. And yeah, it's a dystopian thriller that, like I said, really leans into the lonely, bleak environment and atmosphere of this prison city. But there are those great emotional beats and heartwarming moments sprinkled throughout, the perfect blend, if you ask me. However, there is a heavy dose of blood and gore as well. It is a thriller. It does have its share of action, and you know, sometimes not everybody lives at the end of those encounters. But it is rated, you know, older teen, 15 plus. So it's not like so graphic and so, you know, horrific that I do think a large range of people would be pretty comfortable with this level. But I know some people can be squeamish, so I always try to like let everyone know, you know, sometimes dark and bloody is not your thing, and that's okay too. But yeah, I've also talked about this series, I think, in a video, and it's so good. I cannot say enough good things. It's seriously a perfect late fall, early winter, or just like winter read in general. So I highly recommend picking this up soon, maybe like see a good sale, and you know, just bundle up with this beautifully harsh series. with, again, amazing art. I love the art in this one too. I mean, oh crap, see, I've already forgotten to say the mangaka's name, but you know, props, super props to our mangaka Shiro Moriya for Soloist in a Cage. It is like written and rendered beautifully, artistically. It's seriously a series that I just don't hear enough people talking about, and I really, really want to hype it up so that it'll get out there more, because yeah, it's a series I think is striking and memorable and totally worth your time reading. So yeah. And then we will end this video with what I feel is the darkest of the bunch. So if you're in the mood for something more psychologically dark and more horrific in nature for, you know, this Halloween or this coming winter, then this 3-volume manhwa is a perfect read for you, as it is a hard read to say the least, and that is The Horizon by J.H. And it is a lot. Set in a world where everything has been lost, a boy and a girl alone together. All they can do is move forward, but against broken adults and devastating despair. How long will they be able to keep going? God damn, this is a hell of a hard read for me, at least it was. I will say that it does end on a bit of a more hopeful note, all things considered. But the whole ride through this one is painful. It's a deeper, more personal exploration of the effects of war, of disease, of human depravity, explored through the lens of 2 children. This creates a blend between the naivete and innocence of youth with the madness and horror surrounding them. And the result is quite effective. Although there are points that I wish were fleshed out more, or we were given more information on, like the background of the wars that are being fought, or the illness that is spreading and affecting other groups of people. But at the same time, I realize that that's not really what is important to this story. And so you're gonna be left with some questions. You're gonna be left with a haunting work of fiction that feels like it hits too close to reality, in my opinion. It's sparse with dialogue and much more heavy on visuals and dark atmosphere to carry you through. And yeah, like this lonely, haunting, dark beach, it'll suck you in, torment you, and you will sink deeper and deeper into it. It's really good. It's really good, but really intense and really difficult, in my opinion, to read through. I took breaks between the first and the second, and then second and the third I did read a little more quickly, but I still had to take a little bit of a breather because yeah, this will leave you a little bit shell-shocked, a little bit like with a weight on your chest. But I definitely think it's worth the read. I think it's worth your time. I think it's a standout series, and really impactful and really, you know, meaningful in what it has to say about specifically navigating life in the midst of such turmoil and such horror. So, and yeah, you'll really be able to get that up close look and feel that impact of those horrors that some people in this world are literally going through the eyes of these 2 innocent children. Free Palestine and any other country around the world that is being ravaged by war. There's too many to list, but my heart's with them. And yeah, sorry it got a little sad and dark at the end there, but the horizon is definitely sad and dark. But I seriously recommend any of these series, whether you want something on the lighter end of the spectrum or the darker. And they're just such great series. I love a good short story personally, so of course I would love to get your recommendations. What are your favorite short series? Drop them below for me, and I hope to discover some new ones. So yeah, thanks in advance. And of course, I would love to hear if you've read any of these series and what you thought of them. But now it is time to end on a little more of a happy note, because I have a P.O. box package to open with you all. Yay! So it's really just one package, but Barnes & Noble shipped it separately. So yeah, shout out that I have a P.O. box. You're welcome to send me anything you want, whether it's a letter, a piece of art, a bookmark, a manga. I appreciate any and everything. And yeah, this package is from Michael, and they sent me a novel and a manga, so I'm really excited. Let me just quick open them up. So first up, the novel. He's been talking up Dream Songs by George R.R. Martin for a long time. I did read the first volume of Game of Thrones, and I really did enjoy his writing style, so I am down to read some more of his work. And this in particular is a collection of short stories. He says the first couple are a little bit weak, as they were his oldest ones, written when he was, you know, his youngest formative years, and then it gets progressively better and better. And although I'm not the biggest short story fan, I do love a good short story. I mean, how perfect is it that this is being opened in a video about short series? So you know, I love me a perfect little dose of a story. I did kind of, I don't know, I'm still kind of debating about taking it with me on my trip, but it's quite a thick book. You were not lying. It is hefty. So I don't know if I will be taking it on my trip, but I read the most when I'm on vacation. Of like novels, I read the most. When I'm home, I read a lot of manga, if you couldn't tell. But that brings us to the manga that he sent me. The Strange House. I've been recommended this one numerous times. I was searching for it at my manga store, but I couldn't find volume 1, and now I have volume 1. So I am super, super, super excited to dive into this. I should be able to, I mean, it's not that thick. I should be able to knock this out before I go on vacation, and hopefully I really, really enjoy this one. So, oh yeah, and the story is by Uketsu, and art is by Kyo Ayano. Forgive me as I, try to transition into being better at giving you title and mangakas, story writers together. I may not be the best in the beginning, but I'll keep trying. So yeah, thank you again, Michael. This is super, super exciting, and I can't wait to dive into these reads. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, just be a dear and hit that like button for me on your way out. And until next time.